What's up, everyone? This is Irvin Mendoza, co-host of the Us Against the World podcast.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Jason Ortiz, the other co-host of Us Against the World podcast.
Yes, sir. And today we're ready to chop it up. So what's going to go down today, Jason?
All right, guys. So basically today we want to get really deep in our emotions. Today we want to talk about something that might be taboo, but we should make it more, more open, which is talking with friends, talking with us about our fears. And this is inspired by what, Irvin? What do you think? What do you think fears comes from?
Fear. Kendrick Lamar has a song called Fear from his album Damn. And he basically talks about 3 stages in his life and what fear he had in that stage. For example, when he was a kid, he feared his mom beating him.
Yeah.
When he was a teenager, he feared of dying and not not being known. Like even as a teenager, he knew that his goal was to become an artist. So he feared of dying and his art never coming out to the world.
Yeah.
And as an adult, his fear was losing it all. That inspired us, the idea, and we're here to share with you all what our fears are. All right, Jason. So when you were a child, what was your fear, bro?
So I guess like not growing up with a dad. He left when I was like 6, bro. So I did have like a little bit of memory of what like a dad is, pero he was never like really in my life. So I was afraid, bro. Like, who am I gonna be as a man? And I was already young, bro. I was like 6, 7, thinking about things like that. Like, when I'm a dad, how am I gonna be? Or like, how am I gonna take care of my family? Or like my mom and my siblings. Like, I was thinking already, like, not as a man, because I didn't even know what a man was, but what I thought the idea of a man was, which was like taking care of your family, like financially. So that was my fear, bro. I was like, damn, like
living up to your capacity of being a man.
Yeah, and then not hearing like what it was. Like, for example, me, I didn't know how a relationship between like a mom and a dad was. So I didn't have anything to rely on. And it was hard for me to be like, oh, what should I do in this situation? And I'm talking about situations like puberty, bro. Like when I'm just starting to see like hair growing, in different parts of the body. Yeah. When I started looking at girls, I'm like, what is this feeling I'm feeling? Like, who do I talk to, when it comes to that?
In middle school, you want to talk about that, like with the guys?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit, but no, bro, we didn't get that personal. Not really, because, I mean, it was all like soccer, canicas. It was all kid stuff still. Like, people were in that transition of like puberty, so people were like thinking. But I'm talking about ages like elementary, bro.
Yeah, no, it's interesting that like as a kid, when you were a kid, you didn't have a father figure in your home. So that made you think, like when you were a kid, how am I going to be as a father when I grow up as an adult? Yeah. Is that what you're trying to convey?
Yeah, exactly. I think that was my reasoning. I'm like, if I have nothing to base it upon, what am I going to be like? Because my dad he's a nice guy, bro. Like, he's a really nice guy that I know of. And I've heard, and I asked my aunt or my mom, like, yeah, your dad's really nice. But he's very, like, weak. Whatever their definition of weak is, So for me, it's like, what does weak mean? Like, I have to translate that to what a man is. Like, what does a man mean when he's weak? Like, based on their opinion. And obviously back then, social media or, like, internet, you didn't really, like, have that as a kid. Yeah, you had, like, the Google, pero I don't know. It took me time to develop, like, what is a man? So that was my fear. Like, what am I going to be when I grow up? Like, you know what I mean?
I don't think I had that.
No?
Growing up.
No, even though you had your dad with you?
My dad, yeah, I did. But he never sat me down and went, hey, Mira, like, when this happens, do this. Or, hey, look, when this situation happens, it's the best smart thing is to do this. I never had that. You know what?
What's up?
I would actually do the opposite. Like, my dad would do things. And this isn't talking smack about my dad. Right. Because I love my dad. He provided everything in my life. But he would do things like at the store, and like he would do some weird bad things, and I would tell myself, when I grow up, I am not doing that. I'm gonna do the opposite of that.
Right.
And I would even tell him to his face, like, hey, Dad, look, the way I am today is I just do the opposite of what you've been doing. And he gets mad.
Good. No, that's a good perspective too, because I've had homies to ask him, like, bro, you grew up in a house, you grew up privileged compared to what I think.
Privilege? You say privilege? Yeah.
I say privilege with parentheses.
No, that's cool. No, I just like didn't hear it very well.
Yeah, I said that because they grew up in a house. Their dad estaba proveyendo, like he was giving, the money. Like he was a caretaker when it came to like the financial stuff, But I asked him, like, bro, why do you hate your dad so much? Like, I don't even have a dad, and like I guess since you don't have it, you wish you had it. And there's people like, well, but I had a dad, but he was like abusive, or he was mean, or he was, he brought trauma into my life. So which is crazy, bro. Some of these guys, they've told me, I'd rather have your life without a dad and no home and no stability financially than my situation. I'm like, what the? Let's trade it up. But then I don't know, because I wouldn't know how he felt in that situation. So
the grass is greener on the other side.
Usually, bro. And it's just crazy. Like, they'd rather have my mom struggling, room to room, different places. But at least that not having that abusive father figure, I guess. So
Dang.
He didn't win. But what about you, bro? Enough of me, bro, for that one.
When I was a kid,
what's up?
I was afraid. My biggest fear was getting abused, bro. Like
cinturón?
No, sexually abused.
Oh, okay.
Because my mom, it's not as deep as yours.
Okay.
But my mom, she would watch Casos de la Vida Real.
Classic, bro.
Or Mujer, Casos de la Vida Real.
Casos de la Vida Real.
I guess the creator said, what's an original name? Just add Mujer. Okay.
Yeah, usually from the women's perspective.
Yeah, show this in the middle of the workday while the moms are at home.
Women and children, yeah.
And a lot of the episodes were about kids getting like abused, bro. And the way that the scenes were portrayed on TV, it was really dark. It was really like in your face, like the shadows, and it was dark and it was gloomy. And then the kid is after the scene is done, the kid's all sad, like in the floor or like this. When I saw that, I was like, hell no, I do not want that happening to me. And from there on, bro, I was just paranoid about adults, guys, men. Every time we would go play soccer, even like with people from church.
Yeah.
And once we finish playing, let's say I'm gonna make up a name.
Yeah.
Juan says, "Hey, Irvin, ¿quieres un ride de la casa? You want to ride home?" In my head, I'm thinking, hell no, you're not taking advantage of me tonight. Nuh-uh. I'm walking it. And I would walk it sometimes, bro.
Damn.
I would lie. I would be like, oh no, me va a recoger mi mamá. My mom's picking me up.
Is that why you said that, bro?
What?
I thought you actually were getting picked up by your parents or something.
If you weren't there, well,
yeah.
you would give me rides because we would play soccer on the weekends.
Yeah.
But if you weren't there, bro, I wouldn't trust these guys, bro. Not even like people from church or anybody.
Yeah.
That was the biggest fear of me, bro. And
scary, bro.
Because of the novelas and all that stuff. So it's not too deep compared to yours.
No, what you mean? That is deep, and that could be a reality, bro. Because like you said on the shows, bro, these kids no dicen nada.
Yeah.
And like the parents are like very like, oh well, he's tripping, or he's on a bad mood today. But obviously we see the third person perspective, and that fool just got abused.
My mom, she would never let me go to the neighbor's house or my friend's house to, like, let's say in the neighborhood they all went to someone's house to play video games or watch a movie. Mm-hmm. She would never allow me.
Based on that?
She would be like, no, yo no sé quién son ellos. Yo no sé el papá. Like, you don't know if the dad's gonna do something to you, Irvin.
That is a true.
In my head, I'm thinking, I just want to go play Mario Kart, bro. And then she would be like, no. No sabemos quiénes son. So, yeah, bro, that was me. Something short. But what about you, bro? It's because this is all about Jason. Like, this is a Jason episode. Because this guy, his fear is more, it has more substance than mine. But
don't knock yourself, bro. That's the first thing about fear, bro. People they downplay their fear.
It's because your fear, it's more psychological, bro. And I think the audience would enjoy that. So if it's okay with you, I would like to. But
am I enjoying it? No, just kidding, bro. No, I hear you. That's a good point. What part? You want to hear the next fear, bro?
Yeah, let's talk about our teenage fears, man.
Teenage, bro.
So teenage fears for you, man. What was it? You said the fear about becoming a man is prominent in all stages.
Yeah, that's like the main theme, I guess, because the next step is it's that transition from teenager to, I guess, like adulthood, which is like high school, I guess. Like you go into middle school and you're like, oh, you're going to start talking about, for example, Avid, right? Like that was our thing that started opening the eyes about the future. Because dude, you're a sixth grader. You don't even think about college at that point. You're like, but then some random person comes to your classroom and says, hey, would you like to join Avid? I'm like, what's Avid? And then you're like, oh, it's college readiness. I'm like, what's college? And then and then you do all the field trips and all that. And you're like, oh, this is where the bigger teens hang out, So I'm like, damn, this might be the next move for me. But at that point, I didn't know what it was. So that's another fear. I'm like, what is my next step after my teenage years? So I guess the safest bet was be a good kid academically and get into college, bro.
Were you a good kid academically in middle school?
Yeah, bro. Socially, nah, bro. I was like little cholitas, I mean, I would hang out with the wrong crowd sometimes.
Yeah.
But they always looked out for you. So I won't talk smack about that. But I was always on the grind. In a way, you can say I was living a double life, bro. Because I was hanging out with the people from the hood, which sounds crazy. Oh, he was a hood guy. Nah, it was your homies. Mm-hmm. Let's say Can I say names? I guess like Aldo.
Yeah, say
like
Aldo Mejia.
Aldo Mejia. Shout out to him. Homies from like his big brother, you know, rest in peace. People that like, yes, they were in the hood, but they were your neighbors, so it was unavoidable
By
to not hang out.
default, you had to hang out with
they're your
them.
homies. I remember this kid named Morocho, Billy.
That's a funny
These fools
name.
were bullies. These fools were point to where you used to live in Park Lane, right there in the hood.
Yeah.
They're in jail right now, bro.
Oh snap!
They killed somebody.
Dang.
They were gangbangers, but they were your homies playing cops and robbers when you were growing up, you know. So you're not afraid of them because you're like, oh, like I was hanging out with those kids playing canicas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
bro.
they would make you cry because they stole your canicas, but that's the most they did to you. And then
Jealous.
pasándolo.
Did your mom ever push you for education?
No, no. She would just say, "Esta es tu tarea." I'm like, yeah. But it was more like, and that's where like mentors come in. And you know them, bro, like Miss Shermer. There was a coach from soccer, Mr. Hidalgo from
Anaheim
High School. Then Mr. Frank was a big influence, bro. Like meaning Mr. Henry. Like these were people that like, oh, they're adults and they have some type of degree. So I should get a degree too. Because they're good people and they love what they're doing and they're getting paid for it. It makes sense.
Would you say that you would see Mr. Henry, Mr. Frank, and then you would say, I want to be like him?
Yeah, bro. That was the main thing why I did education, bro, as my major. To be into like a teacher. It wasn't even about the money, bro. Think about that. It was just like I want to help kids that were like me. And I'm all like, yeah, and then money will come, I'm assuming. I didn't know about the money or what, like how low teachers get paid. But I was just thinking like I want to make a change when it came to like a personal life and love what I love and love what I do.
Yeah.
But then that's like my next fear after that I'm gonna talk about, which is adulthood now, I guess. What about you, bro?
Like my fear when I was a teenager, not getting into a university. Because I guess growing up, bro, the idea of you either go to university or you're not good enough.
Yeah.
And that's not true. Like
Exactly.
you could go to community college, you could go to a trade school.
Tell them the story, bro, when you said on Avid. Remember the Avid with Miss Shermer? And you said, what school did you want to go to? I know maybe you were trolling, but maybe you were being serious.
I was
think.
being sincere.
And this is like the thing with college tiers, bro. You want to tell them, bro? Yeah.
It was in Valadez, and it was middle school, and some high school counselors came from Avid or representatives from Avid, and they were asking the students like, what university do you want to go to? You know, hyping
They
us
expect
up.
like public schools. They expect like, oh, Cal State Fullerton,
Cal State Fullerton, Cal State Long Beach,
UC Long Beach,
UCLA. I had just arrived from Texas, so I had no idea about A, universities, and B, much less California University.
Exactly.
I had no idea the names. So when they asked me, where do you want to go, Irvin? I said, like, sincerely, I said, oh, I want to go to ITT Tech.
And your life is passing you by. You keep procrastinating over and over. Well, maybe I'll go to school next year, maybe next semester. No, do it right now.
Right.
You know, bro? Because of the commercials. They look badass, bro.
Exactly.
It looked like the Latinos with the engineers and
When'd
the
you see those,
cars.
bro? After
I'm
watching
like,
Maury?
I want that.
After watching Maury and...
After watching Tyra Banks show, bro.
Sheesh,
Tyra
mornings?
Banks show
Those are
or
classics, huh?
or Martha Speaks. And so growing up, it was like, hey, you either go to university or you're a zero. You're a loser.
That isn't.
So I said, dang, okay, how do I get into a university? GPA, eligibility index, let's do it.
Yeah.
And I remember one story, Jason remembers. Jason used to give us rides from Valencia back home, and it was the last day of school, and I had a 89.3 or 4
You were there, bro, in the cusp.
in Spanish. Yeah, 89 point something. And I went to go ask a teacher. I'm not saying names.
We said it already, but they don't know.
She is a Spanish teacher. And I told her, hey, I knew that she had a... No, I'm not going to... Okay, you know what? Screw it. I know she had a history of bumping people's grades up. You know, if they're
And
like
it's normal.
close by.
I'll vouch for it, bro, because she did mine with extra credit. She didn't do it like illegally, like, oh, just let me move it. It's like, okay, go finish this worksheet.
Yeah.
Come back with me, and I'll do something about it. Exactly.
So I needed that 90. I needed that A in order for my GPA to go up to qualify for, like, have a good eligibility index for Cal State Fullerton, which was my dream school because my grades weren't good enough for UC. I wasn't smart enough. And
that's not smart.
and I went to go tell her last day of school, last period. I told Jason. Jason was ready to go home. He said, hey, Irvin, let's go home. I'm like, wait, Jason. Let me go talk to Miss Shermer. I need to get my grade up.
I'm Miss Shermer, but
That's not her name?
Suchland.
Miss Suchland. Let me go talk to Miss Suchland real quick. And I go to Miss Suchland, and I go to Miss Suchland's room. And she's talking to another teacher, which should have been a red flag.
Wait, was I waiting? I was waiting in the liquor store, huh?
You were waiting
you went real quick. Okay.
I told Miss Suchland, can I talk to you for a minute? She says, sí, ¿qué pasó? And then I told her, in front of the teacher, which wasn't smart, I'd be like, is there a way that I have an 89.3 3, 4. Is there a way I could get a 90? I could do like some extra credit, anything right now. In my head, I'm thinking, lady, you've done this with other students. I've seen you.
Yep.
Can you please do this with me? And then she said, sorry, no puedo. I can't.
Just trying to go home, bro.
I can't. No, I'm sorry. And I'm thinking maybe because of the other teacher was there, bro, like hearing everything. Maybe she didn't want to make it seem like she was weak or
or throw herself under the bus. Yeah.
And I left and I cried, bro. I was devastated.
Did the walk of shame, huh?
I walk of shame. I got into your car. You said, Irvin, we're going to go to In-N-Out, get some food. And I said, I don't want to go. I'll stay in the car. And then you said, all right. So you parked the car. You guys go to In-N-Out. And I stay in the car inside crying. Because I thought my dream of going to Cal State Fullerton, disappeared. Because I had the fear of
failing?
Of failing, of not getting accepted into a school.
What do you think about that says about society, bro? Like, because you mentioned it a lot right now. Like it's either you go to college or you're a failure. Did you feel like a failure at that point?
Right in that moment, yeah.
Dang.
It ruined my whole vacation.
Yeah.
Because I thought to myself, no, I have to try even harder next semester.
Yeah.
And I did. Hell yeah, I beasted it next semester. I said, I'm not gonna go through this again.
That's true.
So that was my fear, bro. My fear was not getting into a university, which correlated with not succeeding with according to the standards of education, I guess.
I guess I'm the other side of your story, I guess, in the sense where I did finish my 4 years and I met great people there and I went to a great university, you know, has a good reputation.
You joined Hermanos Unidos.
I joined Hermanos Unidos, which is like a great network of people. But basically, what I'm trying to say here is I don't know what the heck to do after college, bro. I just knew that I was supposed to get my degree. That's what high school does. Like, go to college and finish your degree. What the heck was I supposed to after? So I'm like...
Yeah, that's a scary part, huh?
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, well, I have a degree in, let's say, education and Spanish and counseling. And I'm like, what the heck can I do? Something, I mean, I don't want to be a teacher now because you have to go to your master's or get your credential. So that's more work, you know? I'm trying to get paid.
Yeah.
I don't have an option to not get paid. So either it has to be like a paid internship or work part-time or something.
Were others working in their field or network, like while going to college?
Yeah, I guess they knew knowledge of like, all right, let me go get an internship like my last year, or let me go study abroad and like teach a language out there. And they would go like with their FAFSA money, go use that. Instead of staying at UCI, they'll go to Spain and teach English over there, or go to like China and teach English, or other countries, Spanish, whatever. I didn't know any of that because I didn't have mentors, and maybe that was my fault. But I also excused myself because I didn't know I had to look for mentors, if that makes sense. And for the most time, like, people looked up to me because I was the older one. So like, oh, because Hermanos Unidos is to graduate college. Yeah. Basically, maintain yourself there until the point of graduation. And I think what we need to work on now, and us people that are now like alumni, go back and tell them like the reality, bro. Like, you're thrown into the deep end because now you're alone, dude. So imagine me, like, obviously I'm not going to ask my mom what I hago because she does not know. She's just an emotional support. I love her for that. But, like, ¿a quién le digo? I'm not going to tell, like, my church buddies. So who am I going to talk to, Irvin? Who would I talk to? That was my scared thought. Like, who the heck do I go to at this point?
I don't know,
it's
man.
Scary, dude.
Well, look at your history, at your past history with your job. I mean, you've had jobs in this career before.
Yeah. And that's, I guess, lucky because, I mean, it's usually using, like, algorithm, meaning, like, okay, I studied education, then I just go to Indeed, put education on the search bar, and lo que cayera, dude. So I remember during that time I was working at Nordstrom, and I'm like, bro, I need to get my career going. I had graduated. I need to get my career going. Yeah, I'm getting paid okay decently just to stand there and, like, look clean and give out bags to people, you know? But I'm like, why did I go to college, dude? Like, this is not fulfilling my life purpose when it comes to education. So I looked up Indeed, applied, and el que cayera, dude, at that point. I'm like, whichever comes first. And I remember I applied to a private school, dude. Or I didn't know what the school was, first of all. It was in Irvine. I thought it was UCI. I'm like, dude, I got in. And then it was like another small private university that had like 50 students, bro. It was super small at the time. And I'm all like, dude, I don't know any of this information. Because college really doesn't train you, bro. Like, I think internship should be the best way to go. College just... it's like the same thing. You just have to be good at taking tests, getting the grade, and push forward. And nobody cares about your GPA in college, because unless you're going to grad school, then you should care. I know it sounds kind of like negative, I guess, towards the people that want to go to grad school. But it's reality, bro. Like, you don't know. So you should get mentors, bro. Like, that's what I would, now I know, but I didn't know.
So where does the fear come in? Like, what is the fear then?
Oh, okay. So the fear was like, bro, like, I thought once you graduate college, like, you're going to get paid like top bucks. And when I say top bucks, for me, and people might be like, what the heck? That's a little bit. Like $17 an hour, $16 an hour, versus like back then was like 12, 13 minimum. Now the minimum for any job is like 15, $16. So imagine being stuck at that point where like I'm happy with 17 with a college degree, bro. And I'm thinking like, can I even get a family? Like get my family going? Like, let's say I get married and have kids. Like, I don't think I can, bro. But the fear is letting my past, like, which is my current family, my mom, my siblings, like not taking care of them with my money that I'm bringing in. And I know that's like a burden for a lot of Latinos, like meaning like they think they have to still have that responsibility of like taking care of their immediate family.
You touched in a sensitive topic about the Latino or the immigrant family, first generation being born here, and now he or she has the responsibility of like taking care of their family, because you feel like you owe them.
It's an owing, bro. Yeah, you feel like that. Yeah.
And that's something that I've been battling with, and I don't think like that anymore. Like I'm still gonna provide for them and care for them. Like when I move out, I even told my mom, I'm gonna help you out with the rent. Like I'm gonna send you this amount of money every month. And she's like, no, you're not. You know, like we're not gonna be living together. And I told her, no, I am. Like I'm gonna send you this amount to help you out. You know.
Pero that's de corazón. It's not like you're forced to, because you feel that in yourself.
I feel like, okay, if I have the means, I'm gonna do it.
The part where you have to deal with stuff alone, like your own inner conscience. Like you have those moments, Irvin, tell me, like when you're alone and you talk to yourself sometimes. You're like, what am I going to do in my life? Like, what is my purpose? Like that. And I'm talking about academically and life. Like, I mean, religious is another topic, but I'm talking about like how to get the ball rolling on that end. Like, I don't know. So at this point, I'm trying to venture out what I like, which has been like photography and whatnot, and see what I can do with my skills. Pero todavía have my degree. So I feel like, some people have said it, bro, and this is where I get kind of triggered. It's like, why did you waste 4 years of your life? Like, that wasn't waste, because I learned a lot of valuable lessons.
You smack that person, whoever says that, bro.
I will, bro.
Because
better watch it back, bro.
Because you have a degree, and that's something that no one can take away from you,
bro. Or the education, the experiences. I have it all here, you know.
With that degree, not just the education, but with that degree, it brings down doors. Mm-hmm. It brings down doors that I can't bring down because I don't have a degree. Yeah. And that's something valuable and that you should cherish, bro.
And that's where I go, people. Yeah, because I've seen people with posts, and you've seen them, bro. I don't want to say names, but if they listen, they still don't know. But they say this. They say, like, you kind of said it earlier, but more nice, I guess. Like, you don't need a degree to succeed, which I agree, bro.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean
As somebody that has a degree, that's true. But when you knock it, that's even worse.
I ain't knocking it.
I know. It's a pathway for some people, you know?
My fear now... in my 20s,
yeah, bro,
is I don't know, bro. I just always
bro. Just so the people know, how old
I'll be 24 at the end of this month.
24, bro.
My fear, bro, is losing it all, losing everything that I
copy Kendrick, bro.
But it's true. Yeah. I've had some close calls with my employers. We're not gonna get into details, but they were dumb mistakes. They were mistakes that I'm young and. Oh, this isn't going to be a big deal. And I do it. And then later on, they come knocking on the door.
Cancel culture, bro.
And saying, hey, you can't do that, Irvin. So this is, I guess, I've always, like growing up, I've always had the fear and the worry of just not living up to my family, to my mom and dad's expectations as a firstborn citizen in the United States, like first generation. Like, hey, we came to this country for you to have a better life. They never told me directly, you better do it. You better do something great.
It's instilled in you.
But it's instilled in me. Yeah. Like through movies, through pop culture, media. It's like that idea ingrained. Like, hey, if you don't do it, you're a failure to your family.
Conversations, bro, that you hear like on the side, bro. Like when imagine you're watching cartoons, bro, and your parents are over here talking to other parents like, sí, mi hijo tiene que ir a la escuela, or like he has to, like, low-key, it's like subconscious in your brain now.
The thing is, my parents never like pushed me or motivated me academically.
So like, that's what gets me a little bit mad. I want to know what motivated you. You mentioned a little bit yourself. You're your own engine.
Nah, like
pero tiene que darle crédito a like otras maybe people,
Music.
maybe music. Yeah, there you
Music and movies, bro. Like watching movies like Moneyball, like
That's a movie, bro.
underdog stories.
Yeah.
Stories that are related, like someone coming from nothing to something, from zero to hero.
Yeah.
That motivated me. I saw that and I would be like 50 Cent, The Game, Hate It or Love It. That music video.
Dogs on top.
Yeah, it shows them like The Game in Compton, all ghetto. The Game is the name of the artist. And then 50 Cent, the other artist in New York in the ghetto. And then it shows them like The Game buys his mom a car, and
That's a good one.
The 50 Cent, I don't know, like he's not with all his homies, like with nice fur jackets. That would be motivation. I would be like, man, that's badass, bro.
Yeah.
If they could do it, I could do it. So no one ever sat me down, whether like in school, high school, in church, or my mom or my dad. Of course, I did go to my mom and my dad whenever I felt down.
The emotional
like,
side, yeah.
Yeah, like, hey, I don't know if I could do it.
Well, there's props to that, yeah.
Especially with the certification exam. There was moment I failed it like 3 times during the course of 3 years, and there was moments where I was sad, bro. I was depressed. I was crying to them.
Yeah.
And but my mom and my dad always picked me up. They always lifted me up, and my fear was not passing the exam. I passed it, and now my fear is, I don't know, somehow screwing up and losing it all. I'm always gonna have that fear till I die, bro.
No, that's normal, though, no, Chris?
The fear of losing it all.
Because it's unavoidable. Like it's something that you have no control over. Because it could be like you get in a car accident, bro. Like you had no control over that, unless you're the one that wrecked. Then yeah, or you were like intoxicated. That's on you. But I'm saying you can't call it. So why live in fear, bro?
Exactly. Why am I gonna live with that state of mind, with that mindset? With that mindset, if I can't control the outside forces, you know. So now it's better.
Okay.
I used to be super paranoid, super worried. You know, everybody's judging me. Like I might lose my job because I'm working with like people older than me, and I look young, and I am young, and I always feel like, oh, they're judging me either. But now it's better. Thanks to, hey man, shout out Coach Ken.
Coach Ken, bro.
Coach Ken, he
rebuilt you?
He rebuilt me. He said, look, man, it's you. You got to here thanks to who you are.
Mm-hmm.
So don't think like that, because you're obviously doing something right.
It's you against the world, bro.
It's me against the world.
That's true, man.
And yeah, man, that's my fear, and it's gotten better.
Mm-hmm.
But the fear of losing it all, don't get me wrong, like every time there's even like I feel like there's a hint of something bad at work, like, oh, I think I messed up. I'm always afraid of getting an email from HR, be like, yo, what happened? But so far, nothing bad has seriously happened. So I'm good, man.
I hear you, bro. So what's next, bro? What's something that we aspire, I guess, from these fears? What is something? What's that light at the end of the tunnel, I guess, for you?
Learning our fears, learning our weaknesses, work on them to become stronger. Like there's a quote that says, if you work on it, on whatever problem you have or fear, whatever, doubt, worry, tomorrow you'll be 1% better. So in 300 days, you'll be 300% better than you were the day that you started. So
you said something good, bro, that I think I'm gonna start applying more. Like,
a ver,
because we live in a society, bro, it's impossible to not care about what people say, because there's structures that unfortunately you have to be molded by, bro. But not for real though. Like, it's good to have these conversations as brothers, as friends, as people, you know, as men, bro. Like, I know it's like taboo for men, especially, to speak about how they feel. It's good, bro. So hopefully this is not the only one. And we talk about this literally like in person, outside of the mic, pero es bueno que, or it's good that you guys listen to it too, because we're being vulnerable here, you know?
Yeah, maybe you relate. Maybe you connect to some of these stories, especially about the burden of being an immigrant, family, and responsibility,
all of that.
First generation going to college, or just like having a career, like, oh, what's going to be my career?
Yeah.
You know, but hopefully we, you guys relate and we could all build each other up from here.
Yeah, and feel free to comment, you know, like I said, we're starting our YouTube channel. Woo! We're starting our YouTube channel.
Shout out Hugo.
And you know, he's putting it together, so we want you to listen to this, think about it, and then comment, you know, have a comment, whether it's on Instagram or obviously YouTube. Feel free. We want to hear, because then that could inspire another topic possibly for us to talk about. We want to do more of this as well. Obviously, we do want to have guests, but at the end of the day, we also want to share how we feel. It helps you guys get to know us, and we get to know you guys through the comments. So yeah.
And if you want to be a guest on the show, hit us up on the Instagram page
Don't
or
be shy.
directly to Jason or me, because we need bodies in these sofas.
Yeah.
All right, my mom didn't take out a second loan just to not have any people here sitting in the sofa.
We had her trapeando and everything.
Ooh. That's the behind the scenes footage, the making of the set. All right then, guys. Well, thank you guys for checking out another episode of the Us Against the World podcast, solo episode. This is your co-host Irvin Mendoza signing out.
Hey, this has been Jason Ortiz,
and we'll see you all next time.
Love y'all. Late.